Welcome to another episode of Between Escrows with my amazing co-host, Roger Savy. He is the brilliant coach and ambassador of optimism. I am your other co-host here, Amy Scruggs. I am a professional media coach, and we are here to bring you insight that's going to help your business, especially if you're in sales in the real estate and lending profession. We are here to support you. We're here to lift you up, and we're here to bring you maybe some insight you haven't heard or you need to hear again, just to keep you positive and moving forward as we're in this 2026. Today, we are going to be talking about the importance of mentorship in team, especially for your new agents. If you're a new agent, you're newer to this business, this one is definitely for you. If you've been in the business a long time, I guarantee you know some newer ones coming in, so send this to them. But Roger, how excited are you? Because they don't have to listen to just you and I this week. We have a special guest in the waiting room.
Well, I love just chatting with you as well, Amy, but you're right. At Elevated Lending, the edge is we get to bring the leaders in, right? And our leader is waiting to chat with us and to share words of wisdom. So yeah, three of us make a party.
It's going to be a party. This is Jeff Blackwell, and he is just such a great friend and mentor and colleague for years for me. Yep. And I know for you as well, Roger. And he's made a huge difference in my career and in so many that I know. And so he's a perfect person to bring in right now. Welcome, Jeff.
Welcome,
to
Jeff.
Between Escrows. So as you're working between escrows right now, we are so excited to have your insight and intellect in this amazing conversation for our new agents in the industry.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm honored to be here with the two of you. Holy cow. I feel like the young kid in the room that doesn't know what he's doing, and oh my gosh, who do I talk to first? And yeah, you two are amazing. It's been great watching your episodes.
Thank you, Jeff. Give us a little quick cliff note so that our listeners, if you're on an audio podcast, if you're following us on YouTube, Jeff, tell us your background so that we know we didn't just pull you in off the street.
Well, who knows? Maybe you did. You know what? I started my career out as not in this industry, but in sales. But it equates to the same kind of things, right? You got to find somebody to mentor and follow. I got into the mortgage industry, we'll just say a long time ago. We won't even put years on it. And I've done everything from originate to regional manager to vice president of business development at this point. So I've kind of come all the way along the gamut of everything. And I've worked hand in hand with operations. I've worked with originators, helping them develop their business and coach them how to generate business. I think Roger said it in one of the episodes previously. Give more than you expect. And I teach people all the time. If you're out there being of service, the business falls in your lap. And I think that's something that's very important for people to remember. So Roger's spot on with everything you said on that.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. And Amy and I are listening to it. I bet you could easily articulate your why.
Oh, I just love helping people, man.
There we go.
It is simple. There is nothing better than watching other people succeed.
Yep.
I love that, because we're going to be discussing here, especially for new agents, why it's important to have those Jeffs in their life, to have that mentorship, to have someone that says, I've got you, I'm here for you, and why having that right team in the mentorship is so important. Because especially in sales and in any industry, but when you're talking about real estate and lending, you kind of feel like an island a little bit. You have your license, you join this team, and now what? I got to get those escrows. I've got to bring in that business. Jeff, if you can kick us off on the difference that it was for you, even when you were newer, the people that came into your path.
You know, it was funny. So when I started in the mortgage industry as an originator, I started with a friend of mine, like a lot of people do, right? A friend of mine got me into this business, and if I ever find him again, I'm just kidding. He got me into the business, but he told me one real simple thing, and that is, if you move your feet, things will happen. Mm-hmm. Moving your feet doesn't mean get up and dance. It means go do something. I can literally remember when business was slow, I would print. And so just to give you an idea how long ago it was, stand next to the copy machine and run copies off on colored paper.
Yep.
And then I would walk neighborhoods and pass out flyers. Basically, I do mortgages. Do you want a mortgage? I do mortgages. Do you want a mortgage? I do mortgages. Do you want a mortgage? I helped
rake yards. You were a loan officer, door knocker.
I tell you what, I was raking yards. I was picking up leaves. I was I help people trim their yard, mow their yard, shovel snow. Why? Because I was moving my feet. I was just out and about doing my thing. And that goes back to exactly what Roger said, and that is do more than you expect.
Yep.
And what I found was not only was I enjoying myself, I got some great exercise. And it seemed like every single time it got slow and I went out and I did something like this and helped some people, passed out some flyers, did some stuff, just moved my feet, that all of a sudden I had 2 or 3 phone calls. I got your flyer. I saw you helping my neighbor. I appreciate your help. Talk to me about what you're doing. And so that little piece right there that came from a mentor was, when it's slow, move your feet. Don't sit there and wait. That one piece for me started everything. I realized when it's slow, I can go find business. I've never been one to sit and wait for the phone to ring. I figure the phone will ring when the phone rings. Best part is now we have cell phones. I can just take it with me while I'm doing things. So that's kind of how I got kicked off in all of this.
That's amazing. Could I make a couple of comments of what
I was tossing
Jeff
it
said?
to you.
Jeff, one of the things I'd like to start off by saying is that and I know you share the same sentiment. It's such an honor to be in leadership and have people look up to you and want your opinion and want your thoughts, right? And to those newer people that are listening to what you used to do, they realize those people in the neighborhood, they didn't know your personality. They saw your patterns, how consistent it was. And eventually they responded to you. So it didn't matter what your personality was, but that you stayed in motion. You weren't treading water. You were swimming to the lifeboat where your friends were, where the action was, where the energy was, and they saw it in you, right?
Absolutely. Roger, I don't know that I would, quote unquote, tell somebody to go walk a neighborhood and ask to mow somebody's yard. Times have changed a little bit. I'm not sure that's the most appropriate thing sometimes.
Or safe.
Or safe. But what I'm getting at, getting myself out there and being of service and helping people out. There's lots of things you can do to volunteer in our industries. Whether you work with the board of realtors and volunteer and be on some committees, learn who people are. And most of the people that are involved in that have been there, done that. What's the old story about, experiences because you did it and, did it wrong. You learn from bad experience or whatever it is. You can skip a lot of those steps if you find the right mentor that can say, don't do this. Don't sit and wait for the phone to ring, but get up and go join this committee and get to know the people and go out on tour, go shake hands, understand what's going on with everybody in the industry. So I think it makes a huge difference. But to your point, Roger, it's not only an honor that they look up to us for that information. It's also a little bit more pressure.
Yeah.
Right. It's no longer just me, and it's like, oh, let's try this, see what happens. It literally becomes, okay, here are the things that work. Now put your spin on it, do your thing. But the biggest part of it is you got to move your feet.
Got to move your feet. You got to move your feet. And you're so right. And being a leader and a mentor to a new salesperson, you can compress, as Amy was mentioning earlier, you can compress speed and time so that they don't have to pay that trial and error tax, right? And they can go so much further just by, they might not have the confidence, but they can rent the confidence from the three of us.
Ooh,
they
I
can
like that.
rent it and move it forward, right?
Absolutely. The old saying, fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Right.
Oh.
There's a lot of truth to that. But the one thing that I figured out with that saying was fake it till you make it, but then know when to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the authenticity. Yeah.
I have to tell you, because this is hilarious. When I started in 2001, I had a flip phone with an earpiece. Okay. So that was, and my mentor, Liz, who took the chance on me. Now, mind you, I didn't even know how to read a rate sheet. I didn't understand anything. And I'm out there in wholesale and I've never looked at a credit report, didn't know anything. And she says, I'll teach you. She was in my ear like I was the president, right? And I'd be sitting in an office with somebody's credit report. Yes. So I'm looking at 3 trade lines here that are, and she'd go, okay, now tell me, what does it say here?
Wow.
Right? And she was in my ear while I was with the client telling me what to do. And I got it. It only took a few times and I had it. And I remember that being just this above and beyond. But that little thing gave me confidence that I wasn't afraid to go from, I need to know everything before I go meet with people. I had her in my ear. So I sat,
Borrowed the confidence.
yeah. Oh,
Rented
and
it.
if I didn't know something, you know what? I'm going to have to take this one with me and ask, because we couldn't email things then. Listen, it was like paper trans boxes. It was a whole different world. But I
trans
had
box.
that. I had her in my ear like she was the Secret Service. It was awesome. Thank you,
How cool
Liz.
is that?
Yeah. So isn't that great? You rented the confidence that was provided to you from your mentor. And so that could save you months, if not years, right? And you live your life with strategy rather than scars, right? Big difference. Big difference. Yeah,
Roger, you always know the right words. Strategy instead of scars, man. I love that.
Strategy instead of scars.
Love it.
And Jeff mentioned it a little earlier as well, Amy, this whole concept of if you don't know something, say, I don't know. And it's a reminder that we've gone from the ego era where you have to know everything, right? And just be the silver-tongued assassin. We've gone from the ego era to the generosity era, where we add massive value first. And that is a pivotal thing, because it was almost in the back of your brain in the ego era. It was hunt me, sell me. Now it's hear me, help me, right? It's completely different. And the mentor can bring that ethos, that direction to the new salesperson and set them up on the arc of production so much quicker than being the lone wolf with trial and error, right?
I love that, because this leads right into where I feel like we're going when we talk about environments. So we're new to the business. My environment was the reason I was able to succeed. And I know the same was for you guys as well. So when we're talking about environment and somebody coming in, how important is that? Again, where you point out where you can say, help me, and not be afraid. I'd love to hear from you guys to talk about environment and why that matters so much.
I'll jump on this one. And I think this is big. I think back to let's rent that confidence for a minute. Walk into the room like you own it, but don't be afraid to say, "Hang on, let me find out. Let me make a quick phone call. You know what? Let me take this back. I'll get some answers for us, and I'll get back to you with the answers. But make sure you get back to them." And I think what happens when you start doing this and start going down these paths, it really does. The generosity piece of it, the knowledge piece of it, you learn as well as you're educating. Okay. The whole ability to go in and hear what somebody has to say, hear their concerns, understand where they're going with it. It really takes it to a level of, I'm an educator. I'm not a salesman.
Yes. Jeff, and to add to what my leader is saying there, is so many salespeople fail because in their company, there isn't a culture of, I hear you, I'm listening to you, I'm endeavoring to understand, mentoring, coaching, and have leaders that show up consistently. Look, already the leader of this company has shown up on this podcast, right? Yes. And taking the time to say, don't just sit around waiting for something to happen. Just get into action and we'll be there to help you, right? The net will be there.
Absolutely, Roger. Here's what's fun about this for me. I don't claim to know it all. Matter of fact, I'm not sure I even want to know it all, because if I know it all, then what else am I going to do the rest of the day?
Honestly.
The amount of stuff that we learn each and every day. Okay, I may be at this level here while Roger's at this level here and Amy's at this level up here. Okay, but we're all learning. And it doesn't matter which rung on the ladder it is. It's not about rungs on the ladder. It's about where's my mind at that moment. The three of us could hang up from this call and go research one thing any of us want to research, and we could get back on this call in an hour and we would have all learned something about something different. Yep. We would not go down the same path. But here's the best part of that. The culture of collaboration. Okay. And hearing each other out. This is the piece where, gee, I learned about how to shovel snow, in April. And yet Amy's going, well, I learned how to turn down the temperature on my pool. And
It's a little
Roger is
toasty.
saying, you guys learned all that stuff, and I learned how to make a flambe, right? It doesn't matter what we learned, but we can each grasp that information from each other, and that culture of not only being willing to give it, but being able to accept it.
Yeah.
Being able to accept. My father-in-law, great man, told me at one point in time, in order for there to be givers, there has to be receivers.
Wow.
That's a hard one too.
Oh, it's tough because
It's tough
at some
to
point,
receive. I had a small example of that today where I was offered something that was just such a blessing, and my instinct was to go, no, it's okay, no, you don't need to. And I went, no,
Stop.
receive.
Yeah.
Thank you. I happily accept that. Is very gracious. Thank you so much.
So you're so right. And someone says to you, Jeff, can I help you? And you say, no, don't worry about it. Most people really do want to help. You can say, even if it's small, yes, you can help me. Just think good thoughts for me, but accept with the yes. Sorry, Jeff.
No, that's spot on, Roger. That's what I'm getting at. It's that collaboration, the give and the take, right? You've said it to me several times. In a relationship, it's not 50-50. It's 100-0.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to argue that a little bit because, quite honestly, I have to take a little bit too. So you have to be involved. You have to, if you're giving me and I'm giving you, somebody's got to take it. Otherwise, we end with all this garbage piled in the middle. Right.
That's true.
And so that cultural aspect of collaboration and being acceptance, again, doesn't matter what the rung of the ladder is. But if you're a newbie, get in the middle of it. Listen to it, accept it. I think one of the hardest things we've ever learned, any of us, right, is I know how to do this. I'm gonna go show everybody. I got this. I know a better way to catch a mouse. I know a better way to do whatever it is. And everybody's like, well, you can try that, but here's what's worked. The fail-safe. This works every time. Nope, I got a better way. And you spend hours and days and months trying to prove everybody wrong when if you would have just listened.
Right.
Just listened, yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't have taken you hours or days or months to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think I can speak for the three of us who are probably just over 30. We have been in companies or maybe even just a different industry or anything where we have had the opposite experience, where we were maybe not in quite the safest place to be able to say, yes, I need help, or to feel that comfort. And was where you realize how much you appreciate that right environment and that right team.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And you can sense when something is wrong and your mind is just not, the fit is just not good. And, sales can be so lonely.
Yes.
Sales can be so lonely, and it's so easy to be a lone wolf and think that you know it all. But if you've got a company that believes in the pack mentality in some way where there's energy that comes from the pack, there's accountability that comes from the pack, there's shared wins that come from the pack. And that is difficult because in the United States, one of the greatest countries on earth, it's almost antithetical to think about team because you're taught, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You don't need anything. And it's me, selfish. To truly let go and be part of a team and experience the receiving from other people who believe in team. When one of us learns something, we all learn something.
Yes.
And that is the culture at Elevated Lending. And we trust the salespeople who are listening to this are experiencing the same thing.
Roger, there's the old saying, rising tide lifts all ships.
Yep.
Right? If we raise the tide together, not one person can do this.
Yeah.
But it brings us all to a new level.
Yeah, there you go.
I saw something and I commented on a post that the two of you had on LinkedIn about team, about the right team. And team, together, everyone achieves more.
Yeah.
Team. Right? It's not a me, it's not an I, it's an us. It's a we. And when you really embrace that part of it, and I don't care if it's if it's real estate sales, if it's mortgages, if it's selling widgets down, down at the flea market. I don't care what it is. But when you can embrace that, fill a need, talk about those needs, okay, everybody achieves more. It really does become that rising tide where all the ships rise together.
Yes. Because you're right about the loneliness. If I'm just working in my own and not with a team, I find that talking to myself becomes quite boring and cumbersome. And it doesn't always lead to the right conversations. But knowing that I have a team, even in the volunteer positions that I'm in, I'm on the board of some nonprofits. That's a team. That means as we're, even in our giving spaces, there's a team, and there is something so important. We are communal animals. We're supposed to need each other.
Yeah.
And I notice the difference in my own self, that I get lifted up every time we finish having, whether it's a training meeting or connecting on this show or a quick phone call with each other. I hang up and I go, oh, okay, I'm fine today. And there's something that there's just that energy that then allows me to even be more productive.
That's true.
And if missing, take a look at your environment and say, okay, do I need to make a shift?
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're left all alone, either not attending sales meetings, not interacting, feeling with a company that you believe doesn't listen to you or share your same views, or your brain starts to go, as Buddha calls it, the drunk monkey. The drunk monkey gets into your brain and says, oh, I'm not in the right place. Nobody likes me here. But it's because your feet are standing still, as Jeff said. If you'd come to the office, if you'd engaged and spoken, it might either confirm your beliefs or let you know that you've been a lone wolf for too long and you're getting in your own way. This is not, I look at all the people that have gone on to do really well in our industry, Amy and Jeff. None of them did it completely alone. They needed a great mentor. They needed a good manager. They needed direction, so they didn't have to pay that tax of making continuous mistakes. Yeah.
Roger, you're so spot on with all that. Yeah. In coaching, we've heard it all the time, right? We've taught it. We've done all these things, and that is positive self-talk. The key word to that is positive. Because when we sit alone with our thoughts, we instantly start telling ourselves how not worthy we are, or how bad we are, or that nobody likes me, like you said, right? And it's human nature. It just happens. The moment you can start telling yourself, I am worthy, you know what? I had 14 calls not answered today, man. You know what? That means number 15, somebody's going to answer my call today. Okay. But if I don't tell myself that, then when they do answer, I'm like, oh, hey, Roger.
Yeah,
I'm not excited about it. I'm not behind it. Mm-hmm. But again, back to the team aspect of it. I can only do so much to myself, right? I can pat myself on the back all day. Okay. But that's okay. But man, when Roger tells me I did a good job,
it's all better.
It's all better, right? It doesn't matter what I told myself I was a knucklehead while I was driving into the office today. But those are the things that make the difference. And I
fire myself every day. I hire myself again around 2:00.
That's funny.
Only once. Jeez, you're slacking. It's 3 or 4 times by noon. But it's interesting when I get in the car, okay, and I think there's a lot of people that can equate to this, right? They turn on music. Why? Because it makes you feel good, right? Isn't that why people turn on music? It makes me feel good, man. I'm gonna listen to what I like. Okay, there's a few people that I listen to talk radio. Okay, I used to, and then I realized really soon that I got tired of hearing all the negativity. All right, and then there's myself. There's 2 things I do in the vehicle. My wife is not a big fan of either one sometimes, but it is what it is. Number 1, I listen to books. Now that one she's not opposed to because she likes books with me. But I may listen. Well, no, I listen to books. Sorry. I listen. Right. Yeah. Well, to me, that's reading. It's my ears are doing the reading, not my eyes.
We'll debate that on the next episode. Please continue.
Oh boy, I just lost again. Lost. But either I have a book in, and I'm listening to it, and I may listen to the same chapter 4 or 5 times. Okay. Or I may listen to the whole book and then go back to different chapters on it because certain things resonate with me. That's number one, right? And then I can get that positive self-talk as I'm listening to it. Man, I got to get better at that. I can do that. If he could do it, I could do it. Okay. The other thing I do, I call somebody. Okay. Either I call Roger, or I call Amy, or I call Sam, who I've worked with in the past, or I call my brother. Okay. It doesn't always have to be business call, business call, business call. It's okay sometimes just to have a conversation. But here's what's funny about conversations. How many of the people you talk to on a regular basis actually know what you do? Okay, Roger, I'm going to share a funny story with you because Amy told me the other day, and I'm going to throw her right under the bus on this one. And that's when her daughter was growing up, when people asked her daughter what her mom did, she's out in the field. That's what her mom did. She was out in the field.
She was little. She pictured that we were all in a field switching business cards all day, and then we drive home.
To the field.
Okay, but here's the thing. Her daughter paid attention. That's what she heard from Amy in the field.
I got to go in the field today.
That's what she heard, right?
Like, my mom's in a field with other professionals. They're just...
With the odd car going past.
Yes!
You can visualize this, can't you, Roger? I could. I absolutely could.
I laughed so hard.
But it brought me to the point of how many people in our everyday lives actually know what you do. Right? And what's the easiest way to market? To talk to my best friend about, hey, I'm still in the mortgage business.
Yeah.
To talk to my neighbor about, hey, still in the real estate business. To talk to the gal that's checking you out at the grocery store. Right?
Yeah.
Tell people what you do. Be proud of it. If you're not proud of it, go find a new job.
Right.
Find something you're passionate and proud about. Because when you're proud, you will talk all day and people have to shut you up.
Yes. Exactly right. Exactly right. I was riding the Peloton this morning in the gym, and I was listening to the news. Oh my God, I don't want to know what the president's doing or the bombing of Iran. Eventually I realized I was feeling lackluster, and I went through and I found Bob Seger's song, The Fire Inside. Before I knew what, I was on maximum resistance going for it because it brought energy to me, right? And just like when I call you, it's like an invisible umbilicus that goes out to the people, and you can receive energy from the universe again. You're not in this alone. We're all in this together. Just so good. And when chatting with a mentor, they tend to bring structure and focus in your life so that in the time that you are learning to go up the curve as a bumbling student, you're putting your energy in the right place with the right amount of consistency, learning what to say, how to say it, who to say it to. It's like a combination lock. 1, 2, 3. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. You got to get it right. And so structuring your day, when is working in your business, when is working on your business, how to do it. This is how you learn about your products. This is how you structure your data bank. This is how you structure Bonzo. That's where the mentor comes in, right? I'm throwing this open to my colleagues.
Yes.
Roger, you're so spot on with this. And it's funny, the comment you just made is the mentor will tell you when to do some of these things.
Yep.
It's not because they're like, I don't want to talk to Roger at 10 today, so we'll just, we'll have him do cold calls. No. They've already figured out what time is the best time to make phone calls.
Yep.
They've already figured out what time is the best time. As you said, work in your business and on your business, right? Mm-hmm. In your business is the details, right? I'm filling out a contract. I'm running scenarios. I'm looking for homes for a client. That's working in your business. Mm-hmm. Working on your business is, what am I doing next week? How am I promoting myself next month?
Yeah.
What kind of things
people onto the radar screen? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And one thing that I figured out from mentors and from just self-experience, what I do today does not pay off tomorrow. Mm-mm. Okay. It's 90 days.
At least.
Which means I got to stay busy for 90 days. If I say it's 90 days before something takes place, if I know that, then I'm okay with it, because now we're down to 89 and then to 88, right? You can count them down if you want to.
Right. You're
But the
setting realistic
reality is,
expectations.
right. But if I do those things, do the fundamentals that my mentor, my coach, my partner is going to teach me how to do, if I will do those things and give it 100% focus and effort when I do it, in
Yes.
90 days, I'll look back and go, wow, that was a lot of work. I can do it another 90 days because now I got business coming in.
Yeah, Jeff,
But I've done it.
Yes.
you've done it. You've done it. And people used to ask, how long does it take to form a habit? And some people say it's 21 days, it's 28 days. Some of the latest science says it's
Say like 2
45
weeks.
days or whatever it is, or 2 weeks. But whatever it is,
2 days.
a better question to ask is, when do I start getting reward from this new consistent habit? And it can be 90 days. It could be 75 days. So for the most part, it's not that we fail. We simply quit too soon.
Yes.
We just don't stay the course. And the mentor will say, you can call 20 people, and 20 days later, none of them have called you back. That means the drunk monkey gets in your brain. Oh, they haven't called me back. They haven't called me. When someone hasn't called you back, all it means is they haven't called you back. Stop ascribing anything to it. They're watching your patterns, right? And then eventually it comes back. The law of reciprocity ultimately kicks in from about day 90, and then they start coming back to you. And they'll say things like, oh my goodness, I feel so guilty. You've been reaching out and I had to come back to you. And you said, that's fine. I want to hear from you. What's going on in your world? What are you looking forward to? Take them to a happy place in their brain. What are you looking forward to? And it's done. But you stayed the course, as Jeff said.
Yes. My one of my favorite mentors that I had such a privilege of working with, and this is what he teaches about mentorship. He says, you find someone who's where you want to be, like that. That's it. I want to be where they are. I see that. And go ask them, how'd you get there? Will you mentor me? And then now,
Shum. Yes.
you've got that target. There's a clear vision. There's a clear path. And it makes such a difference.
Yep. That mentor makes such a difference.
Amy, what people miss on that, though, is, yes, find that person, go ask if they will mentor you. But people get scared. Oh, they're not going to want to talk to me. I'm new. I
was going to ask you about that. How do you get past that imposter syndrome or that fear?
Here's the thing. What a compliment for somebody to come up and ask you if you can be a mentor for them.
Yes.
What a compliment. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to be harsh towards anybody out there, but if they say no, maybe you need to change who you're looking for a mentor. Mm-hmm. Right? I think that's the piece that people miss, is that I'm so set on being, Brad Pitt. Okay, that if Brad Pitt says he's not going to mentor me in the movie industry, then I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
Okay. The reality is, those that want to help, and I'm not saying Brad doesn't want to help. That's not what I was saying. But those that want to help will find time to help. Right? They will find the time, because it's a huge compliment to them as well.
I need the disclaimer on the bottom now that's going to say no celebrity was harmed in the taping of this episode.
Oh, my fault.
Okay. And if you approach this very busy person, or this person you intend to be like or aspire to be, and they say, look, I don't have much time, but if you do this, this, and this, and come and speak to me again, let me see that you've done this, then I'll know that you're committed. At least you got something, right? And they showed their caliber, because they are probably very busy people. But you come back and say, sir, you asked me, or ma'am, you asked me to do this. I've done it. This is what I've learned. They probably go, all right, this is worth my energy to give this person a little bit of extra time. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes you've got to pay your dues.
Mm-hmm. As we're coming to a wrap up, I would love to have a final thought from each of you. What would be your message to that new agent, that new loan officer? What's your final words of encouragement to them?
I'll go first. Let my supervisor go last. Don't be a stat. Move your feet. Stay in momentum. 8 out of 10 of you are gone in 1 year, because you thought you could do it on your own. Your ego was too big to reach out and say, hear me, help me, because somebody will hear you and will help you. Don't be a stat. Live in strategy. Have a strength of a standard week. But the first 2 hours of every day, get yourself into peak state so that you're ready to receive that growth mindset. And you will earn more money than the college professors that had to go to study for 15 years. You can do it in a couple of years by letting a mentor into your life with growth mindset.
Brilliant. Thank you, Roger.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. You want me to follow that?
Yeah, Jeff, you have to follow that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly what he said. I thought that was my line. So that's not it. You know what? I think Roger is spot on with what he's saying, and that is stick to it. You've got to move your feet. But I want to add to that. If you say, hear me, help me, and you look around and there's nobody there, change positions. It doesn't mean you're in the wrong industry. It doesn't mean you're anything, but maybe you're just with the wrong team, the wrong company. Okay, because there are teams out there that we want to help. We want to hear. You hear about these open door policies that all these companies have, right? You can talk culture all day long and all these different things. The reality is, what are the people like? Mm-hmm. Okay, you can't teach tall. I've heard that before, right? I can and it goes back to basketball, but I'm going to use it here.
Good points.
You can teach somebody to dribble. You can teach somebody to play defense. You can teach somebody to shoot. But they're either tall or they're not. That's just reality. Okay? So you can't teach tall. But the same goes for business. I can teach you how to sell. I can teach you how to close. I can teach you how to prospect. I can teach you all these things. That's all teachable. But I can't teach you to be open to it. You're either open or you're not. Mm-hmm. If you embrace it, find the right team to be with, because they will feed you everything you need. I was going to say feed you full of it, but that was the wrong way to say that. So they will give you plenty of food for thought. But find the right team. And I think that's the piece that a lot of people miss out on. 8 out of 10 fail. No, they quit too early. They didn't find the right fit. They didn't find the right team for them. So I think that's my message to everybody is find the right team and the rest falls into place.
Excellent. Man, this was powerful. I am just so honored to have had this discussion with both of you. If you are listening to this on your favorite audio streaming, please subscribe. Share this with somebody that needs to hear it. If you're here on YouTube with us, then thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Again, subscribe, put in the comments, let us know you're there. Follow the show. And remember that you are not an island. You do not have to be alone. If you're new to this, man, everybody had their first day. Everybody was new. So go ask for that help, reach out, take a hand, and just go make this your greatest. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Amy Scruggs on behalf of my amazing co-host here, Roger Savy, and our incredible guest, Jeff Blackwell. We wish you all the best. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.